ass weather
Whew.
DC is having.
Yes, sir.
You know, I tell you one thing. When I first moved here, a lot of people don't realize I actually moved here the last 3 months of '07.
Sheesh.
Before leaving the country and coming back.
Okay.
And when I came back in '09, I was working a temp assignment in Maryland.
Oh.
And
Wow.
this was a day where it snowed. This was like maybe some months before snow beginning. You know, it was before.
Just some months.
Yeah. And I got called this day because nobody wanted to go into the office because of the snow.
Yeah.
And called me. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to go out there.
For real.
Man, it wasn't even an inch of snow.
You know they scared
Hey, listen.
I get to the assignment, right?
The stores sell out.
I get to the assignment, and the few people that braved the snow, they were like, oh my God, you came in like, ain't nothing.
And so all of y'all hugged each other,
And so
high-fived and
And
shit.
so, you know, because last night's forecast was supposed to be snow this morning.
Right.
Yeah, it was a sprinkle.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Blaze and shit.
It was
Slim,
it was
shout outs
some powder sugar.
Shout outs to my man on NBC4, because that man would be funny as a mug. And I forgot his name that quick, young, but the young brother, man, hey, Slim, he was like this. He looked at his watch. He said, you federal workers, y'all got to go to work. All right? Get over it. You hear me? Everybody here should have a 4x4 already, and 1 to 2 inches. It's only because most people aren't from the area. We have a lot of transplants that we go through this. But will you please introduce yourself, Sir Breeze?
I am Breezy Taylor.
I am Louisa.
And I'm your man, AI.
Yeah.
So
how was you all's weekend, Miss Regal? Looking at Regal and everything.
Good.
She's your.
And you better recognize. It was busy as usual. It was all right. Yeah. It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was.
It?
I'm busy all the time, so a weekend to me is not a weekend. It's just another day.
Well, I ain't gonna hold you since they ain't really been
on.
on.
You gotta say.
Yeah, for real. She Queen of Zamunda right now. She ain't gonna reveal but so much. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kiss the ring. You gotta kiss the ring. For me, it really wasn't nothing much going on. The only thing that I realized is that Anthony Joshua will not whoop Deontay Wilder. Okay,
no, that's not happening.
And my man Fluffy, he came in that joint extra heavy.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
About his conditioning going into the fight?
Come on, man.
He said, yeah.
What did he say?
He said, I had a couple beers. Nigga, he had a couple cakes.
Bruh, did you follow him on like, bruh, he was eating tacos raw.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I had a couple beers. Nigga, he had like a couple cakes. And I ate whatever I wanted. Clearly.
He came in heavier than he did the last time at 283.5. Oh, I think that's 12 stone. 3 is that what they call that? It's 12 stone. We haven't switched over to the metric system and or anything over here in America, so I'm a little lost.
Nigga, that's stones plural. That's what you gotta say. That's all I need to know. That's stones plural.
It's crazy.
It's all good, yeah. It's all good. Well, everybody out there, we do have a special guest in the house.
Yes,
Okay,
Yes, we do.
Dr. Pamela Gurley.
Yes, I'm so excited.
DM. And she is going to be discussing her book named, and you have it on you.
Oh, yes, I do. Of course I do.
Let's go and get it in.
You should have it ready.
I am not in my special compartment.
Yes, indeed.
Pause. I am not a stereotype.
Is that what we call it these days?
I am her.
Now, when we come back, her and this young lady right here, Wheezy, a.k.a.
Ain't it cute?
Louisa, a.k.a. Radio Reds, they're going to sit one-on-one and they're going to talk as women about this book. I think that it's going to be an intimate situation. I hope that nobody misses this moment, okay? We'll be back. It's Live from the Corner, y'all.
From the corner.
Hello, people. I'm Louisa Harrell, of course, of Live from the Corner. We are here with the beautiful Dr. Pamela Gurley.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. Thank you for coming. We want to talk a little bit about this wonderful book, I Am Not a Stereotype. I Am Her. First of all, your poem. In there, I went through and pulled out all the adjectives for yourself. And, just do a little thing. And I Am Her is hero, electric, rhythmic, humble, elegant, resilient, happy, energetic, reflective, hopeful, enterprising, reliant, hedonic. I had to look that up. Hedonic is, the root word is Greek, and it's for pleasure, but the definition of that is related to or considered in terms of pleasant or unpleasant sensations. We'll talk about that later. Erotic, romantic, high, experienced, resourceful, heroic, extraordinary, and resolute.
That's right.
What made you think of yourself that way? How did you get to that place where you define and described yourself in those words?
So first, I would say I'm a gifted poet.
I read that.
And by gifted, I mean things manifest in my sleep, and I wake up and I write. So my book was actually created from that poem.
Really? And
Yes.
I get that. I read that. I can see that.
And so when people say, well, what is her? Well, it's not her, it's H-E-R. That's a whole bunch of different things that I had to learn that I am.
Okay, well, and I was going to ask you about that because I did a little breakdown of myself of her. And some of the words, when I finally went through your point and saw it, I put H is happy, E is energetic, and R is receptive. And so you had happy in there, you had energetic, but you didn't have receptive, which is cool because we're going to get into some things. Now, you had me in this book like... the faces I was making like, sister girl.
I know.
What were you doing?
Yes.
And in a good way, though. Because we all go through these things.
Correct.
We all deal with these different things. And so I wanted to go to page 32 and read What I Am Worth. Because that kind of caught my attention. And I think a lot of people should. So where is it? Okay, it said, this was your list, when you started your list. And it said, if you ask yourself the question, what am I worth? There should be a laundry list of good things. The list should have all things intangible, but certainly not necessarily be exclusive. Do you have those things in your life? If the answer is no, what's holding you back? Whose life are you living? Are you fulfilled? If you were or are on your own pedestal, you will be able to answer those questions with clarity or at least not acknowledge the truth in your responses of why you do not have them.
Oh, did I write that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you
no,
did.
I'm just
So I want to know.
Stop saying.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's how I'm telling you this
Yeah.
book. I was like, okay, girl. And it's my sister, we call each other sister girl. So it was like, sister girl, okay. So how did you come to a place of understanding that you needed to deal with yourself, or how did you come to that place of self-growth?
So the Pedestal Philosophy, which that is the chapter that she's referring to, that was my recognition of, during my break, of self-healing and recognizing that I was toxic.
Okay.
And I think that's a hard thing for people to be honest about, that just admitting that you are pulling in the same energy that you are giving out. And I realized because my focus was somewhere else, on career, on education, I didn't pay attention to my heart.
And I was going to mention that
Yes.
too, because I'm like, you didn't seek therapy. This came from you. You didn't seek therapy.
So let me tell you about therapy. And I probably should have mentioned this in my book. I did seek therapy, but I did not seek therapy.
Okay.
I was in such a denial phase, and I always tell people, now I'm really mindful of the importance of therapy and the therapy relationship.
Okay.
So I was seeing therapists who wasn't benefiting me.
Makes
So I would sit in there and lie. I was lying to them. I would give them what they needed to hear.
Hold up.
Just so, yes.
Hold up. So how?
I would lay it out. And so I didn't feel connected to
Okay.
the therapist.
That makes sense.
So whenever they're asking me things, I felt judged. So if I can't be honest when you are in therapy, I would just tell you what you want to hear. And so I value the importance of therapy client relationships.
Okay.
And tell you what, therapy is like a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans. They have to fit.
That's true. That's true.
And so when I took that step back for healing and I decided to go to therapy, I knew the importance of finding someone that fit.
Okay. And that's important because, like you said, you lied.
Yeah.
And
yes.
if you can't be honest, it's no purpose you being
It's a waste of money.
Yeah, it is.
Quite frankly. It's a waste of money to sit inside of a therapy office.
Actually, one of my
and
patients
just
today
lie.
told me she goes under a false name. It's your therapist. She goes under a false name and goes in there and spills her business and goes. And I'm like, wow, okay, so you really don't trust why are you lying? But okay.
But that's the thing. You have to recognize why you're doing something and you have to flip it to find the value in what you're trying to get out of something. If you have to lie about your name, then are you lying about your situation?
And like you said, why are you going? You wasting money.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of these lists.
Okay.
And on the list, the first one I wrote down, you said the first one was what you wanted to do or enjoyed. The list was composed without fear, money, tangible, or external factors.
Correct.
And you said you learned a lot about yourself because you had, in your 3 marriages,
Yes.
you pulled back.
Yes.
And you were mainly not necessarily living for them, but you were living for them. You forgot who you were.
And I wasn't living in my truth.
Exactly.
Because I was judged. I was ridiculed. I was, taunted about liking certain things. So it was easier just to go along with liking whatever they liked. And when I broke away, I tell you, it was the level of freedom that you have when you can just love what you really like. And that's why I never stopped dating myself.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned that in the book about
You did.
the benefit and that I find with dating yourself. I dress up. And sometimes I put makeup on, sometimes I don't. But I take myself out to some of the finest restaurants, or I take myself to the movies. Not any movie. Like I like iPick, so I can recline and then have
your
my
wine
drink
or whatever
served.
coming in.
Have my drink served.
See, you a
Yes.
bougie self date.
Yes, I'm a
That's
bougie.
what I'm talking
I'm
about.
a bougie dater.
And you date
self-dater.
yourself bougily. But that's what confused me a little bit about the book because you were so in tune with dating yourself that you still didn't know yourself.
No, I didn't start dating myself till after I knew myself.
Okay, well, because I thought in between, because it was like you were talking about you would go out, so maybe because you were going back and forth, maybe that's where I got confused.
So the first section, and so the first 2 chapters was my detriment, 3 marriages.
Right.
And then the pedestal philosophy is where
You began to.
I sat on my
Yes,
pedestal and got to learn to love myself. The next chapter of that is my current relationship.
Right,
that
I
I'm
read
in
that.
now.
We're gonna get to that.
But it shifted from there. But other chapters, I do weed in little small
Right.
things, only for informational purposes of how it touched me. But
Okay.
my journey in and of itself was addressing a lot of the toxic.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, and that's important. A lot of people don't understand that until you realize who you are personally and your level of toxic and crazy, you're not going to have a good relationship even with yourself.
Correct.
If you can't be true to yourself, like you say, you're lying to the
Yes.
therapist. If you can't be honest and true with yourself, you're never going to figure out who you are.
But you
And
fall
you're never
victim to a lot of other things.
You do, but you also
Yes.
have to pull back and understand that you're your own individual person.
Yes.
And until you know that, you're going to be lost. And you're still going to keep going and living for other people and
That's
lying and doing or going along just to get along,
Or not
keeping
making
the peace.
really good decisions. That was my, my downfall was making some terrible decisions.
And that last husband of yours,
yeah.
I swear, I was like, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm gonna whoop his ass. That last one, but actually, all of them. I was ready to fight. I'm like, dog, you know what?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, you got the sister girl, the whole book. I was like, when I meet her, I'm going to tell her. But anyway, okay. So let's talk about August 22nd, 2013. The reason why I'm so excited about that date, because that's a good day. That's
What
my
day was
birthday.
that?
August 22nd.
Oh.
That's actually my birthday.
Really?
So that's a good day. So
okay.
when I saw that, I'm like,
Okay.
this ought to be a good chapter. I already know. But
Well,
it was back and forth. It was back and forth. I mean, we a little, that's the Leo section. Y'all know we a little.
Okay.
But let's talk about that.
What about it?
What about it? Tell us about Mr. Man that you had to.
It's not a lot. he's my happy. I would say he is different from anyone else I've ever dated.
Okay.
And he always was. That's why he snuck up. He snuck in there when I was at my happiest. I was like, hey, traveling a lot. And I still travel, but I wasn't looking for a relationship. And it happened so organically.
Okay.
And naturally. And he tested my patience, that's for sure.
Well, they do.
But I think I was able to use the opportunity of my self-growth, realizing that he needed to grow.
Okay.
And that's why we are where we're at now.
Okay. Well, speaking of men, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to be with the fellas because there is a topic you wanted to talk about from Instagram. And so I want the guys' opinion on top of our opinion. So thank you so much for sitting with me.
Thank you so much. And
and please go out and get I Am Not a Stereotype by Dr. Pamela Gurley.
So I also have a gift for you.
Oh.
So this is one of the tees from my brand.
Oh, look at
Yes,
this.
with all of the different faces. Oh, with all of the different faces. Representing that a sign.
Oh, this is
You
cute.
can use it for a chopping board if you want, that's what it is.
Oh, no, this is
or
going up. This
you
ain't
can
going up.
you can
It's going up. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Oh, thank you. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it.
What is up, everybody? If you missed that in-depth interview,
Oh man, you missed a.
It was
Dr.
long,
Pamela
but I
Gurley.
toned it down.
and Wheezy
We'll
F
talk
Baby,
later.
please
Y'all
say
know
the
I
baby.
can talk. Y'all know I can talk.
Hey, listen, we could have had a whole show with you two ladies.
I know.
It
We
really
gonna
was
have
in
some
depth.
Sidebars, though.
We were
Some
sitting,
sidebars.
in all honesty, we were sitting over here just amazed. I mean, I'm just sitting here smiling. I'm loving it. I really got an insight on how ladies truly feel about things and like how you pick that out.
I told AI to let you all go like 5 more minutes.
Okay, thank
You know what I'm saying? Because I thought, Louisa did a great job,
Oh, thank
in interviewing. Not just interviewing, but the report. Because you could tell you actually read the book.
I did.
As opposed to just someone just asking standard interview questions, right?
I told her this is not going to be your regular interview because
Right,
I read
so-
the interview and they all know all that.
And that was dope on your part, and the insight that you gave was hella dope as well.
Oh, thank you.
That's for sure. Now, everybody out there, we do have to send a shout out to the plug. Our man, our only sponsor, Gary Golf Dowdy, or AKA Gary Dowdy. And you can reach him at www.garygolfdowdy.com, okay? For premium golf apparel, okay? Even for the kiddies, even for the little babies, okay? Even for the pint-sized ones, the newborns and everything, man. Hey, look, you might as well get them in them cleats now and teach them how to swing that daggone club. You heard me? And not shoot up the club. You dig? So you can reach him at
9 iron, not the 9 millimeter. Okay.
So you can definitely reach him at you can definitely reach him at 240-847-4007 at GaryGolfDowdy.com, man. Make sure y'all check out our sponsor, man. He's all the way live, y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because this is also another thing we could talk about forever, and I want to get into some of my other topics. But on Instagram, a gentleman, it says Shadrach Meshach, and I don't know if it was a Bendigo or a bad Negro. I'm not sure. But it was on AI's page.
What?
And it says y'all really got to stop projecting y'all's ill feelings toward black men on the rest of us because your father, brother, boyfriend, uncle, grandpa wasn't shit. Leave the rest of us the fuck alone, man. It's tiring. And then it say y'all black women who take every opportunity, even when unprovoked, to shit on black men sound like junior white supremacists. Don't nobody want to hear and see that shit every day, man.
Wow.
I would like to know how you men feel about just how the conversation, the backlash, the energy, the attitude, the disrespect or respect that you receive from women.
I know for me, I'm not whoever hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the dumping ground for what someone else did. I think men and women are both, some men and some women are both guilty of taking what hurt that one person or maybe two have caused them and take out on the rest of the opposite sex. So therefore, I am not no one. I'm not your past.
That's good.
Now, to me, when I read that, I thought it was very powerful, but I can't isolate it to the fact that it is just solely on women. I think that we all carry baggage.
Which is why I said both men and
Exactly.
women, yeah.
Correct. I think that we all feel the same way. I think that damaged goods are damaged goods. You dig what I'm saying?
No, hurt people.
Yeah.
Correct. I do feel like in a society as a whole that women feel strongly or more strongly about men and more protective of men. I mean, men being attacking you or going for I can't even describe it. Going for your soul, I would guess. You know what I'm saying? I have to describe it as that because what else are you protecting? Because monetary, physical aspects not as important as the conversations, the things that carry through the pain. You know what I'm saying? So I think that everybody's a little bit blind to talking more and actually voicing that opinion right there. But yeah, at the same time, women need to let up.
Yeah, something happened today. A friend of mine posted something about Lizzo. She was named some type of entertainer of the year, and I can admit that maybe he had rose colored glasses on, and taken what we'll get into something that happened recently, and he thought that played a part in her being named by this particular publication entertainer of the year.
What? I'm listening.
Real quick. As if to say, like publications, like the ideal for her to be named entertainer of the year happened long before what happened a couple days ago. So he was talking about the difference of empowerment and what's not empowerment. And so there was a young lady that we both know that rather than even attack his opinion, straight up attacked him. She didn't even She didn't even get to his opinion. And so me, he, and a female friend of ours, we had kind of a group text. We talked about that, and we all agreed that some man hurt her a while ago.
Yeah.
And it seemed that since then, her attitude's been like, you know what I'm saying, fuck men and fuck men's
I'm
opinion.
guilty.
It's
I'm
a
guilty of
defense
it.
mechanism.
Now, what
though,
do you?
Dr. Payne.
Now, this was by a young lady. This actual statement about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was actually from a
was it?
young
Oh,
lady.
yeah, I wasn't sure.
So how do y'all feel about that?
Dr. Pam.
Well, I'm confused. So a woman wrote the post?
Yes.
Okay, I thought the way it was
In
written.
defense
Of men.
Of men.
Okay.
Yes, that was definitely by a young lady.
But it said leaves up the fuck alone. Maybe she. Okay, go ahead.
I'm confused because it said, did she copy that from somewhere?
She had to because the way it's written.
The way it's
by
read
a
is
man.
saying, leave us the fuck alone. I mean, it's.
Maybe she shared. Anyway, how do you feel, Dr. Pam?
Well, I'm confused now because
Well,
I think maybe
let's go back
I'm not
to
sure.
the-
I think
let's go
maybe she
back
was
to
coming to the
thinking.
defense of women that aren't as
you saying the bottom
as
ones
hurt.
or
What about the thought
Aren't as
itself?
hurt.
How do you
Aren't as
feel?
hurt.
just
How you feel about
if-
that
if
thought?
a man
And not
gets-
as scarred.
how you feel,
Yeah, how you feel about that
but I
thought?
would just say this. First, whoever wrote that need to first take that out on whoever hurt them. Or they need to make better choices. I'm personally just speaking at, even that's what my book is about. It's you are taking your aggression and putting it where it should not be. If you're just saying leave us the fuck alone, you're being very broad to say that black women are being some way towards black men and they find every opportunity. Well, I wrote a book called I Am Not a Stereotype, and trust me, a lot of the stereotypes did not come from another race. It came from my brothers, who sometimes won't date black women because of stereotypes. So we can start on that about who is actually going after really who.
So I wanted to ask you a question. I know that the title of the book is built off of a poem,
Correct.
but what made you decide to say, hey, I'm not a stereotype?
Because even in my book, I talk about the chapter, I am not angry. So
I'm
first,
not bitter.
angry, oh yeah, I'm
I
not
am
bitter,
bitter.
I am
It's
not
two
angry, but also when they say angry black woman, I have a right to have emotions. Everybody has angry emotions. If I'm assertive and I ignore you, why are you angry? Well, because I choose not to respond to certain things does not make me angry. Or if I say, well, I agree to disagree, well, why do you have to be angry? Or just to make my point heard, if I'm not yelling and I'm using words in an unargumentative way that's assertive, I'm still portrayed as angry because I don't agree. Because guess what? I'm a black woman. But my stereotype, when I came up with that is, first of all, I'm Mexican, Indian, and I'm black. But for all of my life, I had to go through, what are you mixed with? What are you this? Why is your hair curly? Why can't I just be black? But even that has a stereotype being a woman. And so when you look at you look at a lot of, I would say, media personalities, men who date women outside of their culture, you know what the first thing they say? Why they can't date a woman? Attitude and everything else. And as if white women don't have an attitude, Hispanic women don't have an attitude, Asian women don't have an attitude, and it's
And
to me.
the lie is
Yes.
white women are not submissive.
You know, that
I'm trying to
is,
tell you.
Black women not cutting off no
They-
penises.
I mean,
you know what, that's the argument.
Just saying,
every
that's
woman,
anger.
every culture, every race, you have to be. I mean, it's not just because they're white.
You know, that's the same argument that Wesley Snipes used in the 80s and in the 90s as to why, he didn't date women that looked like him. As if to say only one race on this planet has an attitude.
And that has a lot to do with yourself and how you view
It
yourself
do.
and how you view your mother's black.
I say this
I
to
mean,
anybody, male or woman, that says all men or all women are the same.
Yes.
Case in point, there are 300 million documented people here in America. It's probably obviously more than that. You cannot sit here and tell me that all 300 plus million are the same.
Are the same. But when you do not look at yourself, that's the important part. If you don't look at yourself and change who you are, you're going to see everybody else as you are.
Change
The
your
most
energy.
argumentative, the most attitude people that have this, the nastiest people are the most hurt people. And they will not deal with themselves and didn't have a nerve to be sensitive. You got to pick and choose. You can't be mean and crying. What you want to do?
So speaking
They
of
had a
that,
tantrum
Speaking
and-
of that.
and take me out. Like,
We have the perfect example of that.
yes, we do.
yes, we do.
Speaking of that,
Crazy. Go ahead,
so speaking of Lizzo,
I mean, for real.
Oh gosh.
speaking of Lizzo, who has lately been literally and figuratively showing her whole ass
Literally.
all on social media
It's what they thought they were going to hear.
and in public. She went to a Lakers game earlier this week, and she has a song where
she
she
got
said
a lot of
like her
songs.
new man is from Minnesota Vikings. She's from Minnesota. She went to a Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves game, and she was fawning over Cat Carl Anthony Towns. During a particular timeout, Lakers dance came out, and as she was dancing to one of her songs, and PJ, go ahead and play the video, and she decided to dance along with that.
My God. Now you gotta know you ain't got no ass now.
She don't care.
But that's
No, I don't have an issue
All right,
with
we'll
what she
come back.
did.
We'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
don't-
Look
I
at
don't
that.
have an issue. Wow. I don't have. Okay, so I don't have an issue with what she did. I have an issue with where she did it. First of all, if I was a parent and I had children and I'm taking them to a family-friendly place,
Supposed to be.
it's supposed to be, I don't think, first of all, why would you come in with an assless dress on to
She did it on
a
purpose.
game? I think that's one thing I don't understand. It's not a size thing. It's literally a place and time. She act like she was going to a strip club.
Now, may I ask you guys a question? What superstar from Beyonce on up to down to Lizzo have you seen actually go out there and do that exact food?
With their ass out?
Yeah. Answer me, riddle me that.
I
Who do you know in history that has actually disrespected a family venue or a good time like that as a
They
as
may
a
have
woman
had
or a
on booty
female
shorts,
entertainer?
but they didn't
deliberately,
have-
I don't know.
Now, to
I don't know.
give,
Deliberately.
He said Prince.
but that was
Prince
a
was
Prince was on an award show, sir.
That was his.
Excuse us, sir. Excuse us, sir. Prince was on an award show, sir.
You know what? To give Lizzo some credit,
Oh,
I mean some, like she doesn't deserve credit. She has been getting, justifiably or unjustifiably, depending on what side of the fence you're on, she has been getting a lot of hate. I have seen a lot of people saying that the media is pushing, pardon my French, this fat girl on us. And if we don't like her, then we're fat shaming her.
To a certain extent, because this is in wake of what just happened a couple days ago, right? She just won the Artist of the Year by Times, right?
But again, that's
This is weird. This almost feels like a publicity stunt and or clout chase.
Well, think about
or the
this,
hype
right?
leading up.
Think about this, right? She's from Minnesota. She didn't do this in Minnesota.
Correct.
Too damn cold.
She did this.
Have your
She
ass
did this
out
in
Minnesota.
L.A. Now, when you go to any Lakers game, there's a game within a game.
Correct.
There's a game on the court, and if you look in the front row, Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
stars
For sure.
So that was strategically planned. She just happened to win. Now, if she was in Minnesota, wouldn't nobody care. It would be a little blurb, but she was in L.A. She must have been in New York, which is the two main media capitals of the world.
Young ladies, how do y'all feel about this? I mean, this is really.
I've shared-
you already said it,
I've
but
shared
I mean,
how I
like,
felt.
what do you truly
I
feel
wouldn't
about
have
it?
worn that. I wouldn't have worn that. What she could have did was ran back there to the locker room and lifted her dress up and did it. But you don't do it on the court. You don't do, just little things like. And she's known for twerking. She's known for
And
being
what does
nude.
that cheer
She's
smell
known-
like?
Oh, stop.
Well, speaking of being sensitive,
Natural
right?
juices or everything. Hold on, we got a film of her
That's what I'm saying.
explaining herself.
So speaking of being sensitive, right? PJ,
Always got to
go ahead and play the next clip, PJ.
Oh my God.
You know, who I am and the essence of me and the things that I choose to do as a grown-ass woman can inspire you to do the same. You don't have to be like me. You need to be like you. And never, ever let somebody stop you or shame you from being yourself. Like, this is who I've always been.
With your
Now
ass out?
everyone's
Always
looking
been
at
with
it.
your ass out?
Always twerking. She always.
No,
twerking's fine,
I mean,
but-
she takes
Can
new
just remain your
pictures. That's
criticism.
what she does.
Your criticism
No,
has
she
no
is from the same
effect on
homestead as
me.
Prince is, so maybe that's something in the
Negative
water, Lake
criticism
Minnetonka.
has no
In the water, Lake Minnetonka.
Everybody at home hear this.
stake in my life, no control over my life, over my emotions. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Now
I'm
listen,
surrounded
listen,
by
everybody,
love.
listen.
And I just want to spread that love and also spread these cheeks. And you know, if
Now we can come back off of that one.
If you don't know, she said, if you don't
What
like
is she
them-
talking
if
about,
you don't like
everybody?
them, you can kiss
What
them.
is
This is not. She's not talking about biscuits, everybody.
What are we talking
She
about here?
said if you don't,
spread this love,
she's
and
going to spread
these
this
cheeks.
love and spread these cheeks.
You know what? You know what? I'll say this.
No, say it again, please. What is it?
Spread this love and spread these cheeks.
Oh my God!
You know what?
Oh my God!
I will say
And she
this.
was actually squatted down.
I will say
when
this.
she did that,
There
though.
is.
Don't zoom in, PJ.
That's a back.
Is there chair marks
Right.
on her
That
ass?
ain't no cheeks.
You know what?
Probably.
So I will say this. I agree with women
God.
that there's no kind of outfit that a woman wears that should cause a man to harass or rape. Right?
Wait,
Correct.
say that again.
There's no outfit
that,
Okay.
Yeah.
that should
I agree.
that is justifiable for a man to harass or rape a woman.
I agree.
Now, having said that, if you wear certain outfits, no one says you can't, but there are going to be some assumptions and thoughts. You can walk out the house with 3 Coke bottle tops and dinner floss. You're going to get some attention. Now, if it's harassment, yes,
Where's
you
the
deserve
floss,
to
Bree?
get harassment. That's probably what's going to happen.
Now I'm sorry, cuz. But what if I walked out with my ball cleavage?
See?
I had a
point
sheer ball cleavage window with the nut heads just perfectly placed.
Get it out. Get it out. Get the video.
Would I be able to walk out there and twerk my balls on the joint without getting arrested? Nobody
no,
went and
and
tackled
it
her.
was
Nobody
locked
did
up.
nothing. Everybody
But
applauded
see,
her.
because
First
and
of all,
the reason
if-
why it's okay.
If any man walk out with his ball sack hanging out,
I'm gonna run up to him. And
No,
say,
no, I'm gonna have a little stocking. I'm gonna
Some
have a
men
ball
like that.
thong. I'm gonna have
some
a
of them
ball
like that ball
thong.
popping.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a ball thong.
But
It's gonna have the balls equally divided to where they don't slip out. Nothing. It's gonna be.
But
perfect.
do you understand what I'm saying though? Do you understand what I'm saying
Ball
though? She wore an outfit. Did she not expect to get any backlash?
She did. I think, like you said, it was for
You
attention.
know what I'm saying?
Lizzo is a beautiful woman. I'm pretty. She is. She's
She's a very pretty
beautiful.
girl.
She is pretty in the
She's a
face,
very
bro.
pretty girl.
She's
She
very
plays
pretty in the face.
flute.
man.
I love the fact
Why you
she
gotta
plays
say
the
that?
flute.
She's very pretty in the face. I'd never
Don't
get
say
that.
it.
Because
She
I'm gonna be
is.
honest with. I'm gonna be honest with you. Her personality and the way that she flaunts her lack of body, which even big women cannot have. They can have a lack of body.
That's true.
Okay.
Just because you big don't mean you built like a brick shit house.
That's
Like
true.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
That's
because I love me a
That's
big
true.
woman. You understand
Okay.
me? Okay, I'm built on that. Okay, that is one of. But she is not built like that, and she keeps flaunting these
Because
unappetizing
she's
body
comfortable with
parts.
her body, but
But
there's
you're
a
going to
time
get
and a
backlash though.
place. And
You're
you
going
can't.
to get a reaction, whether it's one that you want or not want. That's again.
That's true.
If anybody comes out the house half naked,
PJ.
no one has the right to
And then
harass
the
you. But
thing
you
was
you're gonna get
twisted
harassed.
wrong. I know you
It
can feel
warrants
one
public
undressed.
opinion.
It does.
You put it out there in the public, it warrants public
Yeah,
opinion.
anything-
If
I
anybody was
agree.
to judge me if I shaved or not, if I had my ball cleavage thong on,
There you go with
Okay.
the ball cleavage.
Bro, stop saying
if
that.
I did that,
Stop saying that.
if I had that, and they said, "Oh man, you could have shaved a little bit on the right,"
Leave that alone, bro.
then goddamn it, I deserve that criticism. You got a couple little hairs,
If once
little
it's in the
hair.
public eye, it's no longer your privacy.
Right. It's
I
right.
agree.
Right.
And you cannot get upset. You shouldn't get upset. You know what you were doing when you walked out the house.
Right.
So how did y'all feel about when she first opened up and she said that I'm setting an example, or
She's
you
not
can,
setting an example.
I
Thank you.
think what she's trying to do is make bigger women feel like they can do what they want to do. But there are ways to dress. There are ways to get attention. There are ways to be sexy. And you don't have to put it all out there. If you want to put it out there, do it right. Don't do it like that. And like I said, if she really wants
Don't
to go
start
mess
crying
with,
when you get
with
backlash.
Kat, go
Yeah.
meet his ass at the locker room, bend over and twerk in his face. Okay? Don't do it on the, I mean, that's the thing.
I could
Let
have
'em
done
smell.
Go
well
old
seeing
school.
that.
Yeah.
Go old school.
Yeah, let them
Some
know
things
what
need
it
to stay
smells
behind
like
the scenes.
to have a thong in a plastic
I
seat.
can't.
So
How you act like you something you know. Have you smelled
Yeah.
ass sitting in a plastic seat or
I
something?
have. I've been to many a strip club. Shout out to the Skylark. They are gone now. I have smelled many of boo cheeks, as they like to say.
God.
Big, tall, skinny. I'm obsessed with midgets, though. I just want a midget. That's it. Yeah.
We
Say
gonna
what?
find you
Okay.
one.
There's nothing
Midget
wrong with that.
thongs.
Get your midget.
so
And Rakishi.
Oh.
Rakishi had more ass than
he was
she
trending the
showed.
day after.
Yeah, he was.
Why do y'all keep pulling this up?
Rakishi?
Stop,
that was
PJ.
my dude.
PJ,
That was
stop.
my dude.
PJ, stop. Zoom out, PJ. Zoom out,
bro.
PJ.
Look at his face though. It look like he saw it.
PJ, zoom out. Zoom out. Quick,
But look
PJ.
at the dude, because we all know. Hold on,
Look at his
hey,
face.
PJ, we all know that WWE is all acting. You
Yeah.
really took a butt cheek, like the middle of a dude's crack to the
I'm
face?
telling you, he would have had the
For
soap
money?
and
After
everything.
sweating.
How would
Zoom
you
out,
look?
PJ.
Oh, he looked like he braced himself.
He did.
His trousers was like,
He
I'm gonna
prepared.
die. Everybody's gonna clown me. No more, what is it? I can't
those-
follow
those
after
are like fishnet
for a hit of the
Okay.
weed or
Like
nothing
that
like
because
that. We
these
can't
are like
pass
shit,
the
I
J or
think.
I was
nothing.
like those
I had
seat
to look at her
lines. They had
legs.
a
I had
seat
to
So
look at her
lines.
legs.
I'm pretty sure we've all had, jobs where we've called out.
For sure.
Maybe we actually were sick. Maybe you were hungover.
Sometimes.
Maybe we just didn't feel like
Like-
going in and just use the universal excuse, I'm sick. Well, Chipotle, of all places, of all industries, has started going to have a nurse to check to see if you actually were sick or just called out because you were hungover.
They actually
They didn't download?
have a nurse.
Yeah.
Well,
that
that's
comes
fine.
and
A nurse
checks you
can't.
out.
That's why I would say
The
mental health
video
day.
didn't download, but
A
There's
nurse
a
can't
nurse.
check mental
Yeah,
health.
they can't
Mental
tell you
health
that You're not
day.
having a bad mental health day.
Yeah, mental health
But the
day.
reason why they said that they were doing that is because they had a scare. What kind of virus was that?
E. coli.
Yeah, they had a scare, so they want to make sure that you're not coming in sick and passing the rotavirus or all that stuff.
Sounds like they're gonna put a bullet in your head.
I mean, but
I wouldn't eat Chipotle anymore.
if that's the
everybody.
case, we just want somebody. We just let somebody come in hungover, or call out because they hungover, then actually have E. coli and come in. Now, what I found interesting about this is,
Yeah.
while Chipotle food is good, its food does something to you.
It makes your butthole bleed.
Right. So
I don't eat it. I don't even like the smell of it.
How do we
I
know
don't.
folks?
I don't even like the smell of Chipotle. It just makes me nauseated.
How do we know folks are calling out because they ate their own food?
Well, everybody knows that when you work at a fast food restaurant, you don't eat the food there. Because you see how it's prepared. You see people not wash their hands. You see all types of crazy stuff that goes on, okay? You hear me?
When I used to work at fast food, I made my own food. If I couldn't bring my own, I would go back there and make my own stuff. Even when I worked at IHOP, I would go in the kitchen and make my own food.
Okay.
I ain't play that. Oh, no, I got it. I'm good.
Why ain't you special?
I am real special.
Especial. God damn it. So listen, speaking of wood, speaking of food, how about what's going on with Michael Vick? Now, everybody is getting behind, going in front of him and trying to get him out of the, the Pro Bowl situation, right? The
Being a
captain's
captain,
team,
being a
right?
captain, right.
And there's a big petition going around, and a human rights organization has finally joined the flock.
Well, I tell you why that's some bullshit. Right now, the NFL employs, it's players, rapists.
Yeah.
Dante Stallworth, he killed a person.
Well-
He ran over a gentleman some years ago, went to jail for 3 months, came back out, was reinstated. The reason why he only went to jail for 3 months because the person that he killed was jaywalking. So had that person had been walking in the crosswalk and he killed him, he probably been doing a lot longer time. So again, you have a corporation that hires rapists, killers, and woman abusers, and somebody who has actually paid time for this. So what about white folks? They value dogs' lives
More than they do black men.
more than black people lives. Period.
Well,
So this man done paid his debt to
mostly black
society.
men.
Not all white folks. Not all white folks. I don't want to say that. He's paid debt to society. He ain't killed nobody. He ain't written nobody that we know of.
He apologized. This man
Right.
lost money. Leave him alone.
Bob, I'm sorry. You're not one of those white folks that.
That's one of those leave him the fuck alone.
I'm
just-
look at his
you
face
know.
like y'all. I'm sick of y'all shit.
Get it
man.
out.
The
No.
fuck?
Get out.
What I'm saying is, they have police officers who are sworn to duty that have done worse shit than what he has done, and they out here still working. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
And
They
so
get paid
for this,
administrative
but it
leave.
really does just go to show that animal rights will always be way more than a black man's life, because that's
We
what
are
that's showing.
We are comparable to animals. But can I ask something of the Asian community? You eat these motherfuckers. Why are y'all not sponsoring Michael Vick for like a McDoggle commercial? Don't they got McDoggies over there and stuff like that? Yeah, McDoggies.
Yo, you know what? Yo, I've asked.
Where you think Doggy Bag came from?
Dog nuggets.
It ain't from us.
Hey, y'all, I've asked the question many times, right?
Yeah.
No.
Let's just say for 30 years, You be eating the curry out, as y'all say here in DC, Maryland.
Yep.
You be eating the Panda Cafes.
Yup.
And then found out that was dog. Are you gonna stop eating that?
I've been did that.
But should they go to jail? And should they pay a fine?
Yeah.
Right. If you've been eating stuff for 30 years, you're probably not gonna stop.
You look over there in Capitol Heights, you don't see a lot of cats, do you?
Well, I mean, they
rats.
still need to sign a petition to keep him in the Pro Bowl, and they need to sponsor
If
him.
they take that
Yeah.
dog, come on, it's Michael Vick. Come on.
He should have started doggy daycare.
It don't matter what he does.
They come with a
That-
bunch
But you
of
know what,
We
but
hooligans.
so-
had dogs fighting.
but the other-
they are the stickers up their ass. It's a dog.
I mean, but you know what? If
Up the
you go
dog's ass?
to
No,
most redneck communities, they are dog fighting all the time.
I know this for a fact.
I know this for a fact because my second husband was a redneck.
I read.
Been in that environment, yes. Oh, don't look like that.
Yes, sir.
Get you a
Get
mic. Get you a
mic,
mic, bro.
get
Grab your
mic,
mic. I
You know,
engineer
you got
one
it in
shot
your
real
hand.
quick.
I've been around, and a lot of them love pits, and a lot of them were fighting the pit bulls.
But the difference
But
is
it's okay
Michael
for
Vick,
them.
he's black,
Yeah,
and he was in the
correct.
football. NFL.
Correct. So
How
they
is
had to
there
make
a-
an example.
How is there a whole protest for Black Lives Matter that made no noise in the NFL with Colin Kaepernick, but the PETA people can make noise in like 1 week with Mike Vick? How is that? Like,
Right.
that's crazy.
It's because, and this is not to be terrible and really go off the stereotypes, but they like to fuck them.
True. They
Fuck
do.
who, the dog?
They like to
do.
fuck the animals.
Oh.
They lick them in the
White
mouth, and all this
Not
genetic
all.
information is shared.
Some.
We're
Not
talking
gonna
about the
say all.
ignorance.
Let's-
We're not talking about
Some.
people who are, that have couth and are not making these type of moves, but this is how they love them more than black folk or ethnic people or brown and anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, the relationship that people outside of black and brown have with these animals. They will conserve sloths. They will conserve eagles. They will go out their way to to save them. But the minute that a black man is gunned down, guess what they're gonna do?
Well,
Nothing.
I digress.
you know the good thing and bad thing about the show is that it flies by, especially we having fun
I know.
with a great guest,
Yay.
great interview, and everything. We
Thank
definitely
you.
appreciate
Thank you. Thank
Dr.
you.
Pamela Gurley for coming on the corner with us.
Don't forget.
And definitely
Her book.
plug your book. Well, where can I find it? Where can I purchase that?
So right now you can find it at www.iamdrpgurley.com/shop. As of December 20th, it will be available on Amazon, both in ebook as well as the hard and soft covers. So I'm working very hard to try to get this out by popular demand. I do listen to, people, and I'm getting a lot of really great reviews. So I want to make sure everybody can get their hands on it.
And we are also her first radio interview.
Yes.
So we
So
got a lot of firsts here live from the
Yeah.
so that means buy you 6 copies for Christmas presents.
Yes.
Give
And you can.
away.
The link is on my Instagram at IAMDRPGURLEY. I am Dr. P. Gurley. Click the link that's in the bio, and it'll
All right.
take you straight to my book.
All right, Red, where can I find you at?
at Louisa Harrell on Facebook and Lovely Beautiful Mind 30 on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, y'all.
And of course, you can find me at AI McDowell Ferguson on Facebook, Red Nose 1999 on IG, and Red Nose 199 on Twitter. And the Red Nose stands for the pit bull. I am a activist for animals. I just don't like to make love to my
Just
animals.
don't fight 'em.
And you can find me at Breezy Taylor, BREAZY Taylor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
And we're all unapologetic.
That's right. Look.
and you can find us here every Wednesday
Oh, I forgot.
at 9.
Oh, you forgot your shirt.
This is another custom shirt from her.
Okay.
And make sure y'all catch Gary Golf Dowdy at www.garygolfdowdy.com. And for premium apparel, it's on, man.
All right, we're out, PJ.
Woo!
PJ, we're out.
We got no